Good morning, dear students. How are you all doing? I hope you're all having a good time in your various locations. You're all welcome to this lesson today. I am Ekwali Kate, your civic education teacher. Please pay attention to this video. Take the necessary notes down. Ask your questions using the comment section. And also ensure you do your assignments. Okay, our topic today is on the characteristics of human rights. Human rights are entitlement of human beings, endowed from the Creator, irrespective of the race, color, sex, religion, or origin of an individual. You've been hearing about human rights. This is my right as a citizen, this is my right as a child. We've been hearing about this. The idea of human rights is that each one of us, no matter who we are or where we are born, is entitled to the same basic rights and freedom, which are rights to life, etc. We shall get into this gradually. Now, the definition of human rights. Human rights are those inalienable, natural privileges and freedom enjoyed by all human beings, regardless of nationality, gender, language, religion, or any other factors which are usually entrenched in the constitution of a country and safeguarded by international laws. We say human rights are fundamental because it is enshrined in the Constitution. It is included in the Constitution of a country. These rights are inalienable and immutable. They cannot be taken away from anyone except the law permits. Fundamental human rights. We have various rights we have all been hearing about. You've been hearing about, I have the right to life, I have the right to this, I have the right to that. Yes. After the First World War of 1914, which lasted till 1918, which claimed lives and properties, subjecting people to suffering, a League of Nations was formed to unite people of the world, to heal the war wounds and prevent future reoccurrence of war. Yet, in 1939, another Second World War ensued. Millions of people died, meaning that League of Nations could not control it. The League of Nations therefore got scraped off as a world body, and United Nations organizations was set up to restore world peace in 1945, thereby giving a formal global definition of human rights. A committee headed by Eleanor Roosevelt created a document that defined human rights as equal and inalienable rights of every human being. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted by United Nations General Assembly in December 10, 1948, that is the UDHR. We have various rights. These fundamental human rights include rights to life, meaning you have every right to be alive as a human being, except when you must have done something which will make the law not to permit you to live or not to allow you to live. That could be crime, but you have every right to be among the living. You have rights to dignity of human person. You have the right of your own personal respect. We have rights to personal liberty. You have the right to feel comfortable. You have the right to do whatever you feel like doing, so long as it is a norm, so long as it is generally acceptable, so long as what you're doing is fair to all concerned. You have the right to personal liberty, right to fair hearing. You have the right to do what? To say your mind. You have the right to be judged right. You have the right to be listened to when there need be, even in the court of law. Right to private and family life. You have the right to own your own family, to treat your own family your own best way. You have the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. Meaning you have the right to think. You have the right to make your choice of religion. You have the right to feel whatever you feel like feeling, so long as it will be fair to all concerned. We have right to expression, press, and opinion. You have the right to say your mind. You have the right to say what you think, so long as what you're saying or what you think will be beneficial to all concerned. You have the right to press. You have the right to be heard over the news, the media. You have the right to suggest opinion. You have the right to say your mind, your thoughts. Then right to peaceful assembly and association. This is to say, you have the right to associate with friends. You have the right to gather with friends in a healthy way. Meaning peaceful assembly, peaceful gathering, so long as that gathering, that association will be beneficial to all concerned. So long as it will build good friendship, a better friendship. Then 9, freedom. We have the right to freedom of movement. You have every right to move around, so long as the places you go to are the right places. When we say freedom of movement, you have every right to move around, to travel. Yes. The right to freedom from discrimination. You have the right to belong. You have the right to be part of everything good that exists. You're not supposed to be discriminated or being exempted from everything that is good and that is beneficial to all concerned. You have the right to acquire and own immovable property anywhere in Nigeria. Yes, you have the right to own a car. You have the right to own a building of your choice. You have anywhere, so long as you are a Nigerian, you have the right to own it. You have the right to education. You have the right to be educated because you are a human being. You have the right to go to school. Right to vote and be voted for in any election, so long as you are normal. You have the right to lead. You have the right to be led. You have the right to vote for someone else to take the mantle of leadership in an election. Characteristics of human rights. These human rights have features of different kinds. Here we have universality. It means that human rights is universal, that all human beings at every given time in history, no matter where they live or come from, are entitled to enjoy them. That is what universality means in human rights. Then we have the inalienability. Human rights are inalienable. They cannot be taken away from any individual and they cannot be forfeited. We have indivisibility. Human rights are indivisible. They are not capable of being divided. Whether they are civil and political rights, economic, social, and cultural rights, they remain indivisible. They cannot be denied even when other rights have already been enjoyed. As for instance, someone that enjoys the right to be alive, to enjoy other rights like movement, association, right to express oneself freely, get good education, earn decent wages, that is our salary. Then we have interdependence. Human rights are interdependent. This is because the fulfillment of exercise of one right cannot be gotten without the realization of the other. So human rights are interrelated and interdependent. That improved movement of one right facilitates improvement of the other. For instance, improvement in rights to education will equally lead to improvement in wages, family life, expression, and life will be worth living. Then we have inherent. Human rights are inherent. They are not granted by any person or authority. Neither are they bought, sold, inherited, or earned. All human beings are born free and are not in what? Bondage. We have number 6, fundamental. We say human rights are fundamental because they are basic natural rights which are essential for human existence, and all individuals are entitled to them, to enjoy them in full without hindrance or restriction. Please, dear students, with the explanation given in this lesson, please, you are expected to take the evaluation that will be posted in the wall of your classes. Please, that place where you're seeing your question, help me please, and do what? Make sure you use the comment box in answering your questions. Is that understood? So ask your questions and also attempt the assignment that will be given to you all. Thank you. Do have a nice day. I remain Kate Ekwale, your civic education teacher. Bye-bye.